Hey, is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horses.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
A Native American grandfather found his grandson crying after school and discovered from the sobbing child that a playground bully had been cruel. I wish that I could hurt him, said the child. And when I get big, that's what I'll do. That will make me sad, said the grandfather. For then I'll know the dark wolf is taking you. There are two wolves. There are two wolves. And within each heart these two wolves fight. One is hatred, rage and darkness. The other wolf is love and light. The old man put his arms around the child, said the thing you want is called revenge. But when you try to hurt the one who's hurt you, that's the moment you become like them. The old man said, I know what you are feeling. Being human, I have felt it too. The child looked into the ancient eyes then. He said, grandfather, tell me what to do. There are two wolves. There are two wolves. And within my heart these two wolves fight. One is hatred, rage and darkness. The other wolf is love and light. The old man said, child, do not fear this battle. Though each wolf will make the other bleed, it is in your power to choose the victor. The wolf that wins will be the one you feed. There are two wolves. There are two wolves. And within each heart these two wolves fight. One is hatred, rage and darkness. The other wolf is love and light. One is hatred, rage and darkness. The other wolf is love and light.
All right. The show is Horses Sing None of It. My name is Ralph Litwin, and our guest is a man who counts among his many admirers some luminaries such as Chris Christopherson and Ramblin' Jack Elliott, who's called you the John
All
Lennon.
kinds of nasty things.
The John Lennon of the
plasma
generation.
And I asked Jack what that meant, and he said, I have no idea.
And his name is John Flynn. Welcome to the show,
Thanks,
John.
Ralph. It's great to be here.
That's a great song, and I must say it stands up to repeated listening.
Thank you. Thank you. Well,
It's the title track of your new CD.
it is. I heard that story on September 11th, 2001. I was sitting in a church,
No kidding.
and the minister came out and he told that story. I couldn't watch TV anymore that day, you know. I just had to go out for a walk that evening. And so I sat down in the pew in this dark church, and people just started to sit down next to me, and all of a sudden the vicar came out and he told that story. And it was exactly what I needed to hear at that moment. And I forgot about it for a couple years, and then Arlo told it to me again. And I thought, this time I'm not going to forget, you know, so I wrote it.
It's a great story and a great song.
Thank you.
What else would you like to do for us?
I'd like to do this this song for a soldier that I talked to yesterday, and he asked me. He said, "Man, has this country forgot about us?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, last night I was watching the news, and they talked about Iraq for maybe 30 seconds, and they talked about Britney Spears for maybe 12 minutes." And I've been thinking about him, you know, today, and I've come to think of soldiers like, you know, it's like there's a burning house, and whether you think the fire was started by arson or lightning or faulty wiring, you got to take your hat off to the men and women who are willing to run into the flames, you know, and
sure.
try and battle that fire. So anyway, this is for a soldier. Elijah was a sergeant, 42 years old, from Mesa, Arizona. Elijah won't grow old. Patrick was with C Troop, 2nd Armored Cav. His buddies all remember how Patrick loved to laugh. Seth was from East Brunswick, just a newlywed. Somewhere in New Jersey, Seth's young widow bows her head. Daniel was from Boston, shipped out from Fort Bragg. His mother got back Daniel with a folded flag. Oh, big airplane, bring him down easy out of the Delaware skies. Oh, big airplane, Dover is waiting to welcome the fallen you fly. William served in Anbar, combat engineer, 1st Marine Division. William is not here. Allen rebuilt bridges for Battalion B. Next to cause of death, they wrote the letters IED. Gussie was a scrub nurse, hailing from Fort Bliss. Gussie had a spirit this world's gonna miss. Jeremiah's son cries on his mama's knee. There was no armor plating on his dad's Humvee. Oh, big airplane, bring down easy out of the Delaware skies. Oh, big airplane, Dover is waiting to welcome the fallen you fly. with straps cinched over long boxes of flag-draped aluminum. The C5 is crowded when it lands in Dover. The honor guard comes to make room again and again and again and again. Straight for Nineveh, just like Jonah's whale. Holy truth you swallow, overseas you sail. Precious is your cargo, sacred was their gift, offered in a sandstorm from which your wings lift. Those who should take notice can't watch you sit down behind barbed wire fences miles from their town. No one breathes to question this silent parade, except for the anguished loved ones left to say, oh, big airplane, bring down easy out of the Delaware skies. Oh, big airplane, Dover's waiting to welcome the heroes you fly. Oh.
Beautiful. On your website, I read that you're a hopeful pessimist.
Yeah, I think if you're paying real strict attention to what's going on in the world, it's tough to be an optimist. I mean, things aren't really tending in a good direction or trending in a good direction. So the pessimism is a kind of an honest reaction to that. But the hope is based in a belief in the beauty and resilience of the human spirit. So, like, things aren't going in a good direction, but I do believe we can change that. And so I guess that's why I call it that way.
Sounds good to me. What are you ready for?
Well, I thought I'd do this this little song that it's about, I guess, my personal interior photo album. I actually haven't gotten to some of the pages that are in this song, but they'll be along shortly. This is called Blink.
It starts off early in a sandbox. We blink as sand gets in our eyes. We blink up at the sun and wonder. We blink and somehow time just flies. We blink and we're in a schoolyard. We blink and drive Dad's Chevrolet. We blink and we stand at an altar. And soon a baby's on the way. We blink and toddlers are teenagers. We blink and grandkids say hello. And in their eyes we see our parents. And in our hearts we miss them so. We squint and look around for glasses to read where some old friend has died. We blink them as our eyes grow tired. And all too soon we close them wide. We blink like summer evening fireflies out on eternity's front lawn. And though we vanish in a moment, the love we share keeps shining on. I blink in disbelief that heaven has given me these precious years with you, and I will still be grateful long after we have blinked back tears.
Beautiful songs. We should
Nice little audience here.
let folks know how they can find out more about your recordings and your touring schedule. They can email you at, they can call you at 772-528-1534, or they can go to johnflynn.net.
You know, if they call that number, they will get someone named T-Shirt Kathy. She used to sell T-shirts for Arlo Guthrie, and that's how she got that name. And she's my agent, and she'll talk to him. Anyway,
Should we take a look at your...
Oh, okay. I'd like to do you a song that I wrote in a very special place. For the last couple of years, I've been privileged to be allowed to visit the inmates at Gander Hill Prison in Wilmington, Delaware. It's the maximum security prison in our state, and I've been involved in a discussion group called New Beginnings, and it's a program that originated with the idea that we need to help the guys behind bars find a way to stay out when they eventually leave the correctional system. We have 2.2 million of our fellow citizens behind bars right now. And anyway, I'm not allowed to take my guitar into the prison, but I do sing songs a cappella to the men when they come out of the discussions that we have. And this song kind of came after we had a long talk. It was the week that a cowboy hat wearing radio broadcaster kind of shot his mouth off about the women's basketball players at Rutgers University, and we had this discussion about the power of labeling somebody, about the power of names that we claim for ourselves and the names that other people kind of foist upon us, and the importance of owning some things and rejecting some things. So anyway, this song is called Reggie's Question. My name is addict. My name is thief. My name is gangster. My name is grief. My name is inmate. That is my shame. There's no escaping what's in a name. My name is dealer. My name is thug. My name is gangster. And violence and drugs have been my life now. It's called the game. Sometimes it's scary what's in a name. My name is Father. My name is Son. My name was stolen a couple hundred years ago by white men with chains. Sometimes I wonder
What's in a name? Some names I've taken, some I have earned. Some give me strength while others have burned crosses and bridges with hatred's flame. There's no disguising what's in a name. My name is Father, my name is Son, my name was stolen a couple hundred years ago, but when I complain, you shrug and ask me, what's in a name? My name is dear to those who love me. My name is fear to those who won't see that in our hearts we are much the same. I'm only human. What's in a name?
I really love your stuff, John.
Thank you.
This is why I do this show, because I get to sit 4 feet away from you while you do your thing.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that you do this show. The next song I'd like to do kind of evolved. A couple months after Hurricane Katrina, Arlo Guthrie got a bunch of us together in Chicago, and we boarded. Well, first we did a concert at the Vic Theater, and then we boarded the Amtrak train, the city of New Orleans, and took it all the way down the Mississippi to the Gulf, stopping in towns along the way doing shows to raise money for musicians who had lost so much when the levees broke. And it was an amazing experience, as you can imagine, for somebody like me to be on these bills with folks like Ramblin' Jack and Cyril Neville and Arlo and Willie Nelson. When we got to New Orleans, we did a couple shows at a club called Tipitina's, but the morning we arrived, they put us on a bus and they took us to the lower 9th Ward and to St. Bernard's Parish so we could see for ourselves what had happened. We weren't supposed to get off the bus, but this wasn't a group of top-notch rule followers. So somehow we ended up in a kind of a silent procession on those empty, haunted streets, and this boisterous group of human beings lost the power of language. Nobody could find words to express what they were feeling, but I felt like we were walking on holy ground, and I wrestled with that feeling for a long time, and then this song finally kind of came out of it.
If someday we realize God still speaks to us all in our hearts, not just through words that long dead prophets scrawled, perhaps we'll add a new book to the Holy Bible called New Orleans. New Orleans. As in ancient Egypt when the Exodus began, the shacks of Pharaoh's slaves were painted with the blood of lambs. FEMA marked the 9th Ward houses with orange spray paint cans in New Orleans. New Orleans. Pass over, angel of death, born on the wings of a hurricane's breath. Pass over, Pharaoh's own son peered from the window of Air Force One. Moses cried to Pharaoh, Pharaoh, let my people go. Now poor folks clung to rooftops when the levees wouldn't hold. Both times the waters parted, but it happened awful slow in New Orleans, New Orleans. Moses led a chosen people across the sea of reeds. Now a broken promised land lies in the mud and bleeds. Poor lives lost or scattered like a broken string of beads in New Orleans, New Orleans. Pass under what man has caused as the sun bleeds. Our sky turns to gauze. Past plunder, sowing the breeze, and reaping the whirlwind down on our knees, down on our knees. For 40 years in wilderness, the Israelites did roam. Now like the pyramids, a former tomb called Superdome stands a watch for a new Moses who'll cry, bring my people home to New Orleans, New Orleans. If someday we realize God still speaks to us all in our hearts, not just through words that long dead prophets scrawled,